next question. Okay, I was curious if MRPH could expand on ways it is safe from the SEC and regulation pressure. Great question. I'd rather not get into details on that specifically. What I will say is that we've been extremely careful and conservative in all our dealings. Some might even argue, overly conservative, but I think that our approach, to all those regulations have been as careful as possible. They've been a high priority the entire time from the project, from before the token sale and throughout. So we continue to maintain that as a high priority regulation standard. So thank you for that. Please share the short-term roadmap for Q1, Q2 of 2021, specifically the tokenomic aspect, liquidity, so on and so forth. Okay. Our plans for the first half of 2021 are much the same as the past. It's growing out the business, growth of Morpheus Network platform, adoption of the platform itself. Obviously, we put a ton of focus on these real world businesses, our clients, and in regards to tokens, the utility of the token is actually used specifically based on growing out the business with these companies. Pushing transactions through the platform, the more transactions that we have running through the platform, the more the necessity of that utility token is needed. So when it comes to that tokenomic aspect and what we're doing at the beginning of this year, continually growing to push the utility of that token directly related to the actual transactions of our clients running through the platform. So business growth, and we'll obviously be keeping up with announcements and letting people know as things go on. So thank you for that. Will MRPH tools be also available in the SAP App Center? This has been discussed with the SAP team actually, and we are open to suggestion from the SAP go-to-market team. But once again, at this stage right now with SAP, we're working on a very specific project, and the App Center is not in our a direct crosshairs, I guess you could say. Have I understood correctly that all the transactions holding information about a product are updating 3 times a day to reduce gas fees? If this is correct, will this affect real-time data such as registering live temperature data in the truck? No, not at all, actually. We do a batch notarization to the mainnet. So whether it's 3 times a day or 2 times a day, whenever the batch is occurring, we wouldn't wait for a transaction to complete when, for that batch, it wouldn't be waiting for the batch to complete for a transaction to complete. That would never happen. It would happen in the sidechain instantaneously. There would never be a shipment, for example, stuck at the border, waiting for a mainnet transaction to complete in order to let that shipment cross the border. It would all be done automatically and instantly, and that batch is done afterwards to make sure that there's no congestion, with the mainnet itself. So, thank you for that question. How does the Morpheus team look on their future roles of the ordinary small investor supporting the project? Our focus really is, as I mentioned before, building the business and driving real business through the platform. The more business we drive to the platform, the more transactions we process, that directly relates to the use of the utility token, held by a holder, large or small, doesn't matter. The utility itself of the token itself is pushed through the platform based on those transactions. So thank you for that. Hi, Dan. How long do you plan to run the liquidity program for? Once again, it is 60 days in total is what it's set for right now. It's 4 cycles of 15 days each. So please do look up the Medium post, the announcement, which gives you the exact dates and times, and make sure you register properly and so on and so forth. So thank you for that. All right. Discuss the Chinese market and your new partnership. Yeah, the Chinese market obviously is a massive market on a global scale. They do a ton of shipping out of China, container shipping. It's just absolutely crazy the volume that goes out of China. It's a huge market. I'm sure that people look at our Medium. We've done a whole bunch of different pilots in the past in China as well, working with some amazing companies. And our new partnership with Qingdao Maple Leaf, who will serve as somewhat of a hub in China, similarly to working with Polaris Network down in Argentina, or even Blockchain Guru and how they're working with us in Africa, allowing us to connect to all these different companies and having some boots on the soil, some troops on the ground. Very important when it comes to growing out in a country. You can run tests and you can run demos and pilots, but when you're getting down to contractual situations, signing deals and so on and so forth, you need people on the ground. So having Qingdao Maple Leaf, on our team, a huge boon for us for sure. How are things progressing with FCL? any plans to move into other verticals. Yeah, most definitely. Things are progressing extremely well with FCL. We've met with a few different of their business teams. And obviously, we're growing out the platform right now within their food and beverage side of things with their suppliers and their vendors. We have a couple different projects on the go right now with FCL. It's definitely our intention to grow it out to other verticals with FCL. Obviously, they do a lot of work in oil and gas as well. And we love working with FCL. So why wouldn't we want to grow out the functionality and platform use with our partners? So most definitely, we'll be looking to other verticals as we continue to grow it out in the food and beverage side as well. So, how is the work with Baseline Protocol coming? Working with Provide or Unibright on a cross-border GitHub entry. Yes, there is that GitHub entry on the Baseline GitHub itself. They call them epics, of course. Now we've been working actually quite closely with the Provide team. Kyle from Provide has been great, but also Jack and David from Provide. This cross-border implementation is basically, exactly as it sounds, getting shipments across the border. There's some sensitive data involved in that cross-border shipment. So once again, using Baseline, being able to leverage the mainnet, but also keeping the data private, the sensitive data itself, very important. And also part of that question that Stefan from UBT has been involved in the talks as well. And we'll be pushing forward this implementation very, very soon. So I would look forward in the next few weeks for an announcement on progress with Morpheus and Baseline, most definitely, along with the Provide team and UBT. So update with the pet food company. Yes, most definitely. The pet food company, you must be referring to VitalCan, which is the largest pet food provider in all of Argentina. I mentioned Polaris Network before. The CEO and founder of VitalCan is actually Jorge Marcos. He's a friend of mine now, and also obviously one of our partners and one of our clients as well with VitalCan. He also founded Polaris Network, which is our partners in Argentina. And he's been actually doing, all the legwork with his team down in Argentina when it comes to the work with Senasa. Obviously, we've been supporting him on the development side and whatever needs to happen on the commercial side. But Jorge has been absolutely amazing in Argentina, when it comes to working with the government itself and also moving his company, VitalCan, to leveraging the platform. So I can't thank, Jorge enough for all his hard work in Argentina, as always. I've thanked him before and I'll continue to thank him. So thank you for that question as well. And yeah, that's all the questions I have on my list today. The only other thing I wanted to mention is there's some great, talk in the Telegram channel that I pick up as well. And one thing I wanted to point out is that when it comes to any speculation or any projects we have on the go, until there's an official announcement from the team, that would be in our Morpheus Network announcement channel on Telegram or a Medium post about it. It would have to come from the team itself. That all discussion of potential projects is all speculation until we come out with the actual announcement itself. So really great, all the different chatter and speculation that's out there. But once again, it has to be official when the team announces itself. So once again, that's it for the questions for the AMA. Any other questions that I didn't get to, once again, you can go on Reddit and continue asking those questions. We'll be continuing to do these. I plan to do some community AMAs for other communities as well, other groups. So look out for those. And whoever's watching, as always, guys, have a great day.